Hi, welcome everyone. The wind of the Soludo effect have been blowing around Anambra State. In this video, you will be seeing 5 major policy and infrastructure related decisions Soludo has taken since he became governor. First is the abolition of the office of the First Lady. The wind of Soludo effect has blown over a building that used to be known as Office of the First Lady inside the government house, Oka. Here you can see the building being painted over to erase the inscription, and staff members were also transferred to other government ministries. No one heard anything about Office of the First Lady during the Ngige and P2B administrations in the past. But under Obiano, it was not the case. He assigned this office to his wife. First of all, the office of the First Lady is alien to the Nigerian Constitution. It doesn't exist and it is illegal. The Constitution only recognizes the governor and his deputy in the executive branch. Therefore, the First Lady has no constitutional role to play in the scheme of things. It is an unnecessary waste of money on someone that was never elected by the citizens. Why should a governor maintain an office for an unelected individual? When a politician runs for public office, he is the one on the ballot, not his wife or family member. So it is good that Soludo has done the right thing by cutting off this waste of public funds as he continues to cut waste in governance so that Anambra will get the desired development that it needs. The second one is the banning of touts from collection of taxes in Anambra State. It was actually the first policy change the new governor Chukwuma Soludo made after being sworn into office. This is in recognition of how intimidating these guys conduct themselves. They use all sorts of crude methods to collect taxes from transport operators and other road users. To make this ban effective, we'll need a lot of policing, which they have already started doing. They've caught some of them who flouted the directive, as you can see. Although we are not privy to how Soludo wants to innovate the collection of taxes from transport operators and in the markets, but there are simple ways to achieve that. First of all transport operators, all drivers must register with the government. When they register, they will be issued an ID card. The ID card will be a smart card with a chip so that you can make and receive payments. They can either link their bank accounts or load money onto the card. They will pay the tax before a stipulated time every day. The government may decide that they must pay before 10 a.m., for example, every day, and payment after that will attract a fine. Non-payment till the next day may lead to a confiscation of their vehicle. So payment points should be installed around motor parks and major bus stops where the driver can easily dash in, and with one push of a button, he has completed payment for the day. When payments are made after 10 a.m., the machine will automatically deduct the fine and tax the same time. They need to make it simple and fast because most of the transport operators are not tech savvy. One push of a button just deducts the money after the card is inserted. No need for login. Also, civil servants in the finance ministry in Oka can monitor the process to know who has paid or not, so as to pass the information to the tax force for confiscation of vehicles if there's a need. This also applies to the markets where the traders pay levies. Everything can be automated to make the revenue generation efficient for the government. With this in mind, the Soludo administration can plan on providing Anambra a befitting transport infrastructure. Onitsha is small, but it is huge. When you consider the population that is living in Greater Onitsha, Onitsha needs a mass transit system, like a metro line just like the ones being built in Lagos, so that these tricycles can be removed from our roads. We'll make a video about this metro line in Onitsha, so maybe that will get the attention of the government and they will work towards building it. That video will come very soon, and those who haven't subscribed to our channel, this is the time to subscribe and enable notification so that you can watch all the beautiful videos that will be uploaded in the future. Thanks. Now, this is a huge one because it touches on the economy of Anambra State. And when the economy is down, the government can generate revenue. So based on that, Soludo had a meeting with leaders in major markets and motor parks in Anambra State. In this meeting, they agreed that the self-inflicted pain called sit-at-home will end immediately. On Monday, 4th April 2022, all markets and motor parks in Anambra State will open for business. Since this sit-at-home started, the Anambra economy have been losing about 19 billion naira every Monday that people sit at home and don't go to work. This is a colossal loss to the economy and also the loss of jobs and investments that come as a consequence of the sit-at-home. Many businesses left because they couldn't stand being forced not to work on Monday. Asaba, the Delta State capital, benefited from the misery in Anambra. Some people got warehouses and stores where they moved some of their goods from Onitsha so they could conduct their trade on Mondays. Also, a lot of people desirous of traveling on Monday normally goes to sleep over in Asaba in order to travel. So instead of people spending time and money in Anambra to boost the economy, they now take the money to neighboring Delta State, boosting their hospitality industry while that of Anambra lies in waste. Soludo has shown leadership by rallying the market leaders to end the decline of Anambra economy. Before this time, leadership was lacking and hoodlums and unknown individuals were arrogating to themselves the power that they do not have. These individuals were neither voted for nor do they hold any executive power. So why can they make decisions on behalf of Anambrarians? They made decisions that cost Anambra economy billions of naira. Look at the new airport. It wouldn't be operational on a Monday. People are afraid to drive their cars on a Monday. Hospitals don't have the needed professionals on Monday. That's if you can get there in the first place. What about students who now have only 4 days to study in a week instead of 5 days? The list goes on and on. Whatever is happening in the world, life must go on, especially for Anambrarians who are directly affected by the sit-at-home. Life will soon get back to normal for many artisans, taxi drivers, and many workers who depend on their daily earnings to get by and feed their family, who out of fear couldn't come out to work every Monday. A lot of Anambrarians are entrepreneurial by nature, and this newfound freedom will help them to unleash their creativity and prosper. People who still believe in sitting at home can close down their businesses every Monday and not impose it on others to do the same. It is a free world anyway. We are in a democracy. Everyone has a right to his opinion and free speech. No one should be under compulsion of any sort. Prosperity can only be achieved under the atmosphere of peace and freedom. Look at Onitsha. The people who contributed to the growth and expansion of Onitsha didn't achieve it by sitting at home. Rather, it was by hard work. Another major one is the visit to Okpoko. Apart from the fact that the reconstruction and the development of Okpoko was a campaign promise of Soludo, it shows that he understands the work at hand, and Okpoko is the biggest slum in Onitsha metropolis. The place needs to be cleaned up. It is baffling that many people in office do not understand what is involved in governance. Why will a governor be driving by a road that is obviously littered with waste and not stop and do something about it immediately? If the waste was dumped in front of the government house, will he do something about it? Why do many governors tolerate litter in their cities? Why don't they call the agency responsible to immediately clean up the dirt on the roads? Many governors have taken over this responsibility from the local government, but our cities remain the same. Litter everywhere. It is a failure of governance that waste and litter will be overflowing on our roads and they are left there for days. Who leaves waste in his house for days without disposing them properly? Take for instance, you've been away for some time and came back to your house only to see waste everywhere. What will be your first reaction? You will definitely clean up the entire compound. So why are our roads littered with waste and no one is cleaning them? It is a good effort from Soludo to clean up Okpoko. The people living in Okpoko deserve a better environment, although it's not by force to live in the city. People living in the village actually make more money than some who live in the city. Okpoko deserves a decent environment, not just because it is part of the Onitsha mega city, but because it is the right thing to do. In this modern age, people shouldn't be living in slums. The cleanup of Okpoko should be extended to other parts of Anambra, and the same way that Soludo ordered his official vehicle from Innocent, he should order street sweepers and waste disposal trucks that will be used in the cleanup of Anambra. Waste management is a continuous effort. Once there's a gap, everywhere will be littered with waste. They should also put waste disposal bins in every block in our cities. This will enable residents to dispose waste properly. The same way Soludo is trying to improve collection of taxes in motor parks and markets, the same way they should do for waste disposal. The government can actually make money from waste disposal if they know what they're doing. If everywhere is littered with waste, people will keep dumping refuse around the area. If the environment is clean, very few people will litter. One more thing is enforcement. A law is useless without enforcement. There is an environmental law in Anambra State. Soludo should use his office to enforce the law in a very strict manner. Open gutters should be covered in our cities because they have become waste bins. It also increases the risk of flooding because the waste will end up blocking the entire drainage system. Next is the rehabilitation of a correctional center. Soludo recently visited Ekulobia Correctional Center where he promised to rehabilitate the place. We all know how the situation of correctional facilities across the country are. They are overcrowded. Facilities that should take 1,000 people have triple or more the capacity. The inmates, although they are the lowest in our society, they still deserve a good living condition. If the government portrays an image that seems to rehabilitate the inmates and turn their lives around, their living condition and environment should reflect that. It should not reflect squalor, suffering, and frustration. This contributes to why some of them become hardened when they get out of the correctional center instead of being rehabilitated. It's good that Soludo understands that the correctional center in Ekulobia needs to be better than what it is at the moment. It should be extended to other federal facilities in Amobia and Akwankisi in Onitsha. This will definitely help the inmates to reintegrate into the society when they come out and start living normal lives. Alright, we hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and also enable notification. Till next time, bye bye.